Let's take a pause and place ourselves in the shoes of those who receive punishments of finality, that they will not be able to see the day as it was before. Nothing will be the same since they are now convicted. How will a layman react to it? A plethora of guilt, remorse, sadness, desperately wanting a time reverse magic, but helpless. People react differently to sentences given to them. Some break down and some show absolutely no reaction. Today in this video, we will be talking about the latter, the ones who have broken down right in front of the judge. Stay till the end to know everything about these 5 female convicts and their reaction to their deeds. Here we go with the 5th one. Number 5, Sheila McFarland. Sheila McFarland was convicted in 2015 for her involvement in hiring a hitman to kill along with her boyfriend, who engaged in a drug case. Sheila McFarland, since the very beginning of the trial, oversaw her trial of being racist. Even after repeated prayers by her lawyer, she kept on insisting and calling the common pleas judge Daniel Gull a racist. She believed that the entire proceeding against her was unjust and that she was being charged only because she was black. "You have always been disrespectful to me, and you don't like black people, and you definitely don't like me," McFarland told Gull. The judge, who is white, said that she played the race card to avoid blame for her role in the killing. She agitated the judge to the extent that Gull stood up from his bench, unzipped his robe, and told McFarland that he wanted to impose a sentence that would resonate across the state of Ohio and across the country. When you try to flip the script, when you play the race card in a disgusting fashion, but most importantly, when you manipulate the system of justice by murdering a witness in a criminal trial, you will pay the harshest possible penalty, Gull said. Sheila was sentenced to life in prison without any possibility of parole and was also fined $20,000. Gull also refused to order a transcript of her trial until she wrote him an apology letter. Number 4, Kiandra Cook. This teenager had her video of sentencing go viral after she was sentenced to 20 years of jail. Kiandra was charged with carjacking and a bunch of other crimes also, which involved her luring the victim via a dating app. The victim, Emmanuel Purcell, drove to South Daytona, which Andrea and her boyfriend Kendrick Bass attempted to steal the car, and in that hassle, Purcell got shot, leaving him injured. The teens did not stop there and found her second victim. "I consider it a miracle that this young man is alive," Foxman said. "The other is that after it happened, you did it again. That's the one thing that I couldn't get over, really. That knowing how dangerous and deadly it could be, you did basically the same thing again. That was always a difficult part for me," said Judge Matt Foxman. Kiandra was jailed after re-entering a no-contest plea to principal carjacking with a deadly weapon and aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. This video of Kiandra's sentence went viral, garnering millions of views. The video shows her mother was seen to be sobbing, "Oh Jesus," repeatedly from the back of the courtroom, shocked at her daughter's original 20-year sentence. With her mother giving up, Kiandra also lost her sanity and she broke down as well, waiting to hold her mom one last time before being jailed, only for the courtroom guards to take her into immediate custody. In this case, there was a miscommunication between Kiandra and Assistant Public Defender Frank Scott. The judge, Foxman, allowed Kiandra to withdraw her initial plea and struck down the sentencing. Kiandra apologized for her mistake. "I apologize for my actions to the victim's family and victims. I am a changed person. I did learn my lesson from all of this. I want to inspire younger girls and younger youth not to make the same mistakes that I made. And I just want to better myself and put this behind me," she said. In the plea, she received 11 years in prison. Number 3, Diana Lovejoy. On the hunt for reaction videos of convicts, this one might scare you. A Southern California woman, Diana Lovejoy, along with her gun instructor, McDavid, were sentenced to hefty life imprisonment for plotting and botched murder for hire targeting her husband, who was shot but survived. A video of this 45-year-old surfaced showing her with a straight face and fainting after being given her jail sentence after she was charged with plotting and attempting murder of her husband, Greg Movili, in September 2016. Diana met McDavid at a gun range and the pair formulated the plan to shoot Lovejoy's husband after it was deemed that the couple would jointly share custody of her son. But she wanted it all alone. Diana was sentenced to 26 years in prison, and her accomplice was to serve 50 years in prison. In this video, it can be seen that as the court read out her punishments, Diana cried and fainted. The judge, Simvon Kalinowski, at that very moment ordered everyone to be escorted from the courtroom so Diana can be given the necessary medical attention. Diana was attended by paramedics and was taken to the hospital for precaution. Diana's fainting delayed the reading and sentencing of her accomplice, Weldon McDavid Jr., who was found guilty of attempted murder and assault with a deadly weapon. The husband was lucky to survive the attack. The police stated that the plan was really simple and obvious, therefore they were caught quickly. Number 2, Alexandria S Thomas. Alexandria was 18 years old when she committed the act of stabbing her boyfriend outside of a Royal Palm Publix. She was not only charged with aggravated battery, but was also taken into custody on the warrant for her arrest assigned by a judge for shoplifting. Alexandria and her boyfriend, Anthony Genovese, were walking from a park in Royal Palm Beach to Publix and were arguing. At that moment, Alexandria wanted to be alone and she told Genovese to leave her. That's when she took an 8-inch knife from her purse and stabbed him in the left side of his chest. She then called 911. Deputies found her outside a supermarket crying near her boyfriend. She was arrested on aggravated battery and on failure to appear charged for the crime. When the judge told her that her boyfriend was in a medically induced coma, Alexandria soon understood how grievous her act was. Her mother soon broke down and had to be taken away from the court. Her mother, Alexandria too, could not keep her calm. Number 1, Erica Mae Butt and Shanita Latrice Cunningham. This could possibly be one of the most dramatic courtroom footage of a female reacting to sentences. Well, the crime committed by this duo was yet again unimaginably horrible. Both the women were sentenced to spend the rest of their lives in prison for beating a 3-year-old toddler, Serenity Richardson, to death in 2009. How humanely insane a person has to be to beat a toddler to death. These two women are nothing but a literal definition of cruel. But why would they do it? Erica was Serenity's godmother and her mother's best friend. Shanita was Erica's lover. Serenity had been visiting them for 2 weeks when the abuse took place. The duo beat the child after Serenity had a poop accident. They also explained, "We didn't know that we would kill her." Now, how did they beat the child up? This is something that would give anybody a living nightmare. Elizabeth Gordon, the assistant managing solicitor for Charleston County, explained, "It is nearly impossible for words to accurately describe what these women did to that poor little girl. They beat her repeatedly, both with a belt and with a plastic coat hanger. You can see the outline of the strikes on this child's body. There is not one area of the child's body that was unharmed except for the soles of her feet." When Serenity became unresponsive on November 3, 2009, they put bleach under her nose and they put ice on her to try to revive her. Gordon said Butts called her own mother, who called 911. After all this, when the judge read out their sentences, both the women screamed in despair. Soon after, they both collapsed and fall to the floor. A totally different scream also came from the gallery, which was Erica's mother, who was then escorted out of the courtroom but did not stop screaming. As Erica comes to her senses, she is seen to be dragged out of the courtroom in a wheelchair. We also found her girlfriend was overtense and hyperventilating very loudly. The courtroom was in total chaos. That sums up the top 5 females freaking out in their sentences. We hope you loved it. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to never miss out on such videos.